Sorry, grade ones. I was just practicing my song. Look at this. This is my hint for today. It's called Pickin' Peas, Land on My Knees. Heard my mama calling me right over there. So this is what I'm going to read to you today. This is called Picking Peas. I told you I was going to read you a story about a rabbit. It's kind of neat. It's by Margaret Reed. Hey, like the word read. McDonald. Pictures by Pat Cummings. This is one of my favorite books. I took this book out of the library so many times that I had to go and purchase it. I had to buy it. What do you think that's a shadow of? Looks to me like a rabbit. Little girl planted a garden of peas. Mrs. Ubell can't wait. In about 1 month, I'm going to plant the pea seeds in my garden and wait for them to grow. Come July, those peas got ripe and ready to eat. Little girl went out into her garden and she started going down the row, picking peas, singing, "Picking peas, put 'em in my pail." Just picking off the biggest ones, she left the little itty-bitty ones to grow some more. A pesky rabbit lived down in the holler. He jumped in the row behind her. He started hopping along, eating her peas, singing, "Pickin' peas, land on my knees." I hear some rhyming words. Every time he'd sing, he'd give a jump, and then he'd land on his knees every time. He came down that row, eating up all the peas that she had left behind. So here's the garden, and I can see the rabbit and the little girl. I think the crow's just kind of watching. Mr. Rabbit was moving along just one row behind the little girl. When she turned the corner at the east end of the garden and started down a row, he would turn the corner at the west end of the garden and start up a row. "Pickin' peas, put 'em in my pail," and the rabbit would sing, "Pickin' peas, land on my knees." After a little while, the little girl got the feeling like somebody was following her. She said to herself, "I think I'll cut my song right short and see what I hear. Pickin' peas, put 'em in my..." She listened and she heard, "Land on my knees." Little girl said, I do believe that pesky rabbit is in my garden, and I do believe he's following me. I do believe he's picking my peas." She thought a minute. "I do believe if I turn back around the end of this row, I can catch him." Little girl started tiptoeing back up the row she had already picked, and there was Mr. Rabbit hopping along down at the end of that row. "Pickin' peas, land on my knees." Look at his mouth is full. Beautiful illustrations in this story. She crept up behind him real quiet. "Pickin' peas, land on my knees." She reached out. "Pickin' peas, land on my..." Whoop! She caught him. She said, "Mr. Rabbit, what's that you are singing just now?" And Mr. Rabbit scrunched up and he said, "Ooh, I was singing, digging up roots, land on my foots." There's some more rhyming words. "That's not what you were singing." And she squeezed him harder. "What were you singing?" "Ooh," he said in a little squeaky voice. "I was singing, pickin' peas, land on my knees." "That's what I thought you were singing," said the little girl. "You were eating up my peas, weren't you?" "Maybe," said the rabbit. "Well, you won't pick my peas anymore. I'm going to take you home, put you in a box, and keep you there until pea picking season is over." Oh my. She took that rabbit home, put him in a box, shut the lid down real tight. She cooked up a mess of peas and she ate them all up. Well, that was good. And then little girl heard Mr. Rabbit hopping around inside the box, and he was singing, "Pickin' peas, land on my knees." "Mr. Rabbit, what's that you're doing in there?" "Oh, I'm trying to dance, but it's too crowded in here. Take me out and put me on top of the box, and I will dance and entertain you." I wonder why the rabbit's saying that. Let me see that. She took him out and put him on top of the box, and he began to dance and sing, "Pickin' peas, land on my knees, heard my mama calling me right over there." And every time he sang "right over there," he gave a little jump to the right. "That's good dancing," said Little Girl. "Put me up on that big chest by the window, and I can dance even better," said Mr. Rabbit. So Little Girl put him up on the big chest by the window, and Mr. Rabbit started really cutting up. "Pickin' peas, land on my knees, heard my mama calling me right over there." Little Girl was clapping and laughing. "I love your dancing, Mr. Rabbit." "Put me up on that windowsill and I could really dance," said Mr. Rabbit. I think he's tricking her. So Little Girl picked him up, set him down on the broad windowsill by the open window. Here was your clue, the open window. Mr. Rabbit was jumping up and down and kicking up his heels, "Pickin' peas, land on my knees." And when he got to the end, he gave one tremendous leap. "Heard my mama calling me right over there." And out the window he went. Mr. Rabbit ran off through the garden calling. He's teasing the girl. Now listen to this. "Picked your peas and I landed on my knees. Gonna eat all I want 'cause you can't catch me." I'd like to say that was the last the little girl saw of that rabbit. But I'm afraid he was right back there the next morning, picking peas and landing on his knees. I think he's going to eat all he wants. And maybe the little girl's okay with that now. Maybe she thinks, okay, we'll share. And these are the music notes Mrs. Ubel was playing you when I was practicing there when you kind of caught me. Picking peas, land on my knees, heard my mama calling me right over there. So that's my story of picking peas. I hope you loved it. Okay, now you have some math to do today, and your other job is, I'm going to take a picture of this and put it on Seesaw, and I want you to practice your speed reading. See how fast you can be. Can you be fast like the rabbit? So all of these words are going to say E, beat, be, deep, heat, knee, jeep, meet. Ooh, I was pretty fast on that one. Let's see if I can do the next row even faster. See, weep, seat, tea, sleep, treat, free, tree. I couldn't read it upside down, tree. So I'm going to post this on Seesaw, and you can practice your speed reading, and you can videotape yourself or do an audio clip, and then Mrs. Ubel can hear you. Okay? I want to wish all of you a very happy Easter. Send me pictures on Seesaw, write in your journal, and hopefully the Easter Bunny comes. Okay, bye, grade ones.